Thank you so much. Boy, is Thursday Night Football have a treat for you as we welcome you to the Rocket Money Kickoff in one of the great cities in America, the Big Easy, New Orleans, for East Carolina. And you hit it. It's Tulane in the Green Wave and a big one in the American. Both teams still unbeaten in American play, hoping Thursday Night Football can keep the momentum as we've reached the midway point of the season. Is it going to be ECU's high-octane offense, or does John Sumrall have that defense and that ground and pound fired up for tonight's game? And with that, welcome into Week 7 of the college football season. Thursday night college football. Tom Luganville, Matt Berry. We affectionately call it Industry Night because tonight we're going to see two good teams. Yep. Tulane, they've been in the conference championship 3 years in a row, Lugs. ECU knows that tonight could be the night where they could plant that pirate flag and say, you know what? You better start talking about us as well.
Well, head coach Blake Harrell, he thinks he's got a really good football team, one that can compete for a championship. And sometimes when you're trying to get over that hump as a program, you need this game on the road versus what has been the staple, right? The tent pole in the American in Tulane. But Tulane carries a lot of equity into this game.
That's right.
ECU might carry the better athletes.
And they've almost that nothing to lose attitude. As you said, John Sumrall and Tulane, they know what success looks like here. That's where the Pirates are trying to get to. We know this. There will be success on offense tonight. Both of these quarterbacks kind of do it in their own way. You've got Caden Hauser. He's a quarterback, and you blink and you'll miss it. You got Jake Retzloff, the transfer from BYU. Again, the ground and pound with them, as Tulane understands that's how they do it best. Sumrall 29-0 when he wins the running attack. But let's start with Hauser and ECU. They're a big play offense waiting to happen.
High octane. Pedal to the floor, get the ball out of your hand. Caden Hauser's got the trio of Yannick Smith, Anthony Smith, and Brock Spalding on the perimeter. They're chock full of explosive plays. Conversely, Tulane now with Jake Retzloff, the transfer from BYU, they're going to do it on the ground. And the quarterback run game has become an integral part of this offense, something that Tulane was lacking a year ago. Now, what has to start to ramp up is that passing game to complement the ground and pound for Tulane.
Kind of a collision of styles, which is going to make tonight fun as we take a look at our quarterback comparison, brought to you by Rocket Money. Both of these quarterbacks have accounted for 9 touchdowns. They just do it differently. Retzloff on the ground, Hauser through the air.
Absolutely. Take a look at the numbers right there. And again, I think as Jake Retzloff continues to get ingrained into this program, into this team, you're going to see the passing game numbers start to flourish.
Speaking of getting ingrained into this team, Harry Lyles, he was a late arrival, late July, and week to week, he was just trying to assimilate himself to his team and this program.
Yeah, Matt, you talk about late July. A lot of his teammates and even Jake himself were kind of surprised that he was able to come along as quickly as he did, but he said instead of looking at it as a 9 to 5, he looked at it as a 5 to 9. And he said once the season arrived, he was happy, not just because they were getting ready to play football, but because he was also going to be able to start sleeping again. Wide receiver Bryce Bohannon, one of the leaders of his team, told me that he immediately noticed Retzloff's leadership skills, and it made them feel good about who was coming in at the last start of the offseason. Retzloff told me the passing game coordinator, Will Hall, told him after Tuesday's practice, that was the best we've looked all year throwing and catching. They're feeling great coming into this one against an ECU defense they know will present challenges for them, guys.
Yeah, you know, the bye week comes at a great time for Retzloff, who got in here late. Probably needed to take a breath. Blake Harrell, is his offense going to take a breath? You know the answer to that. Kickoff from Yeoman Stadium is coming up next, as this has been the Rocket Money Kickoff. ESPN College Football Prime Time, presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance. You are watching the American Conference on ESPN. You got a good one in the American tonight here in New Orleans, Yulman Stadium in Tulane. The representative for the American the last 3 seasons in the conference championship. They have won the toss. They deferred. So John Sumrall sending that defense out first against this exciting ECU offense. He's been here for 2 years, picked up right where Willie Fritz left off. He's one of the most coveted young coaches in the country.
Well, he's done a phenomenal job. Did it at Troy. He's doing it here. This is a really good job here at Tulane. And John Sumrall's continued the tradition that Willie Fritz began when he arrived.
And Blake Harrell, his first full season as head coach. He started as interim last year, won the job, and he's been winning since he took over. Welcome to Week 7. Sit back, relax. The college football weekend is here. And we joke and we have fun with it, but blink and you'll miss it. Here comes Caden Hauser and that ECU offense. High octane, high motive, quick, and they get down the field in a hurry.
It's who they are, and they do not change their philosophy dependent upon where they are on the field, what the clock looks like. We were having a discussion with the coaching staff this past week after we had them 2 weeks ago against Army, and they've got a lead, and they're not bleeding the clock. This is what they do.
It'll be London Montgomery in the backfield tonight to start. Check that. That's Mike Wright, the backup quarterback. Play fake to him. And it's Yannick Smith, one of 2 Smiths. Anthony Yannick, you mentioned the talented receivers. That's a gain of 5.
You see Mike Wright on the field again. Now he's going to be down to the bottom of your screen. It's an extra quarterback. Little razzle-dazzle might come with this.
There's Wright again. I mean, he's an interesting story in and of himself. He's played at Vandy, Mississippi State, Northwestern. They told us he could be the next president of the United States, and right now he's just the next toy that they have to use on offense for John David Baker.
Yeah, well, we thought we'd see him running the football, you know, get an extra hat in the box, try to get that +1 advantage, but so far it's been on the perimeter.
So an early 3rd and 1. Quick snap. And that's going to be movement on ECU.
Ball starts. Offense. All 11 players are not set before the snap. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Kind of did one of those muddle huddles.
Yep.
Got in their way, so a costly penalty in a 3rd and 1. Now it's going to make it 3rd and 6.
Well, again, when you're trying to go fast and you want to go fast and light speed, you got to be able to do it and execute. So you just got to hold your water for a beat. And now you've got a penalty going from 3rd and 1 to 3rd and 6. That's not what you want to have on your first drive.
Pressure. Hauser sacked. Sam Howard and Harvey Dyson bring him down. They came into the game, this defense, with 11 sacks. They get another one there and a loss of 10, and it'll be a punt for ECU.
Coming off the edge right here, and then you're going to get the linebacker. He's going to get caught up with the running back over here, but he ends up getting around it and squeezing the pocket. And just an excellent job of the walls closing in here for Tulane. You see the late ad there at the linebacker position from Chris Rogers, number 4. Well done.
So an early mistake, and then that punt right off the side of his foot. Ryan Levy is going to give the Green Wave some good field position after a good stop from the defense. It was only a punt of 21.
You couldn't write it any better to start this game. If you're Tulane, this thing just comes off the foot, off the right side. And now you've played a good opening series on defense. If you're John Sumrall's club, you start offense and plus territory. Exactly how you draw it up.
So here's Retzloff now, plus side of the field. The true freshman Javen Gordon at running back, and Retzloff going to throw on 1st down, and he overthrows his intended receiver, Anthony Brown Stevens, as we take a look at our impact players built by the Home Depot.
Tonight's impact players And there's quite a few of them, to be honest with you. Let's start with East Carolina. Tegan Wilk, Jamari Riddle, the two safeties. That's the heart and soul of their defense. That's a two-quarterback system in the back end. And Maurice Turner, who's been out due to injury, comes back tonight at running back. And Amari Hayes could make an impact as a receiver and a return man.
They expect him to be a big factor tonight. Retzloff, 2 plays, 2 throws. That caught. Gain of 11, first down, Shaz Preston. So here we talk about ground and pound, run, and they throw the first 2 plays.
But I like this, and I like that little confidence throw right there. We just got the 6-yard hitch route out there. Get the ball out of your hand quickly because they've got to get the numbers up and be more proficient offensively. Only completing 54% of his passes. They can run it, but they got to start throwing it better. Joe
Craddock told us kind of a wide receiver by committee this year for the Green Wave. That's the true freshman right up the middle, coming off a 3-touchdown game a week ago. Javen Gordon in a nice gain on first down and a gain of 9.
Yeah, they really like him because he's been able to give them a spell with the loss of Maurice Turner, who we just talked about as an impact player who will see some time tonight. But it's a very deep room, and I would say it's a running back by committee as well as the wide receivers.
See Turner tonight. We'll see Arnold Barnes the third. And that's Gordon with cutting back. Boy, does he look good early. Brought down by Preston Carr at a gain of 10.
Really nice job on the right side of this offensive line. Elijah Baker, Reese Baker, Jack Holyfield, the App State transfer at center. Outstanding job at opening up some creases.
So far, kind of a balanced attack. A couple of good runs, couple of good throws, and a good opening drive for Tulane. Ball on the 11, can still get a first down. That's Retzloff on a boot to the end zone, incomplete. Off the hands of Johnny Pascuzzi. It's going to be second down.
Oh, that's a really good play design with the misdirection. You bootleg out, and Retzloff is good enough to make this throw. He just overthrows it high and to the right, kind of drifting off to the sideline with that throw, not getting his shoulder square downfield. He's just got to throw a better football.
There's a good job by ECU getting to Gordon right away. It's going to be a loss and 1, and now bringing up a 3rd and long in the red area. That was Sam Dank. Had a big game the last time we covered them, and Kieran Davis. Look, when you talk about the ECU defense, Luke, they're first or second or third just about every category in the American. This is a stout unit.
They're a stout unit, and they are a high-risk, high-reward unit. When they come after you, they're going to come after you, and they realize they might be giving something up, but they think that they're going to get a positive out of it, too.
First appearance for Arnold Barnes the third. 3rd and 11. Play fake Retzloff. Forced to his left. Keeps his eyes left to the end zone. Dropped. He put it on Shaz Preston, wasn't able to hold on, and that's an early good stop for ECU to hold him to a field goal.
Well, it's a great stop, and the previous play, Retzloff misses a touchdown to the tight end. This time he throws a nice low and outside football to the Alabama transfer, Shaz Preston, and he just lets this one get too far into his frame, and that's an unfortunate miss for 6 points.
Patrick Durkin, one of 4 kickers in the country that's yet to miss a kick from 30 yards. Remains perfect. So Tulane takes advantage of the field position and that they got some points, but I bet ECU's happy it's only a field goal. 3-0 the home team early from Tulane. You see the success under John Sumrall, 11-0 when scoring first. They're up 3-0. That drive set up by a 21-yard punt. But again, on the other side, you're saying, guys, great job holding them to a field goal. The drop by Shaz Preston, an overthrow by Retzloff aided it. It's Parker Jenkins deep to receive.
The official game clock with the clock is into the field with the red numbers.
All right, they had a brief game clock malfunction. We're up and running now. We'll go into the end zone for a touchback. For 20 years, Allstate has celebrated every field goal and extra point made at participating universities by donating to the university's Athletic Scholarship Fund, supporting all student athletes. Thank you, Allstate. London Montgomery in the backfield. We'll see what ECU could do with their second possession of the night. Ball at the 25. Hauser to throw. Hauser tripped up. Hauser sacked. That is Jordan Norman in a loss of 5 and already 2 sacks for this Tulane defense.
Yeah, Jordan Norman just splitting the right guard and the right tackle right there for ECU, getting low. Lowest man wins. That's 2 back-to-back pressures for this Tulane defense.
They've yet to really run the ball, and that's London Montgomery, and that's another stop by Norman. 2 in a row for the big fella at a Hoover High School in Alabama, transferred in from South Alabama, and a loss of 3. And here you have now 3rd and 19.
Yeah, this isn't the recipe for ECU on offense. They are so used to dictating terms to the opposition through tempo and explosive plays, and right now they're going the opposite direction.
Already the 3rd tackle for loss for the Green Wave. And very opportunistic defense has been the calling card for Sumrall. Third and long. Hauser off his spot, comes back to the middle. That's incomplete. Intended for Yannick Smith. Jaheim Johnson, old Joker Johnson, a flag down, however. It's going to be hands to the face. They'll decline it.
Personal foul, hands to the face, number 75. Offense. Penalties decline. 4th down.
And a punt of 40. So already it's Tulane's defense winning this ball game. They'll have the ball when we return.
ESPN Thursday Night College Football is presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Only pay for what you need. And in part by Popeyes. Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Yeah, we had an all-timer today. Sports Center on campus from Tulane. Ate some gator, had some oysters, and we bobbed for beignets, which might be an all-time Sports Center on the road moment. Like, man, you're
Come on, man, get dirty.
You're powdered up. That powdered sugar, I don't want to get that all over me while I'm sweating. But a great day. Thanks to everyone at Tulane who did a great job in putting that together. So now the second possession for the Green Wave. Field goal out of the first one. Still Javen Gordon in the backfield. Retzloff is going to give it. That's an early penalty on that one. For now, it's Gordon and a gain of 5.
Personal foul, shot block, number 58, number 78, offense. 15-yard penalty, Pete first down.
There's Jack Hollifield and Reese Baker.
Yeah, you're going to see right here, there's Hollifield, the center. And they're going to say that he was engaged.
Kind of a high-low.
Yeah, high-low there. You can't go low on somebody that's already engaged with another defender.
So now 1st and 25. That's Gordon in motion out of the backfield. Empty backfield for Retzloff. Slings it over the middle. Gets some of that back. That's Hayes. And a gain of 12. Hayes, the #1 receiver at FAU a year ago, has come here to try to be one of Retzloff's top targets.
Well, Harry was saying that Joe Craddock, the offensive coordinator at Tulane, said they felt like they had the best practice in the passing game they've had so far this year. Looks like he's trying to test it out early here.
Second and 13. Pressure coming. Good job picking it up. A man left wide open, and Retzloff to Trey Shackelford. And you're already seeing the receiver by committee. 18 yards and a first down.
Just a nice shot right into the hole there, inside of the squat corner. The safety doesn't get over the top of it. Shackelford does a great job securing that ball.
Here comes tempo from them, and a ball tipped and still caught. How about that? Shackelford again. Caught it from his backside and a gain of 17.
A big 54 on the defensive front for East Carolina, barreling down on Retzloff. Just barely getting that ball out, but things are clicking right now for Tulane in the passing game.
So 3 passes tonight of 10+ yards already. First time we've seen Mo Turner tonight and Garrett Mamahat. They've been talking about Mamahat all week, the former walk-on. An end around, a toss, a completion of Mamahat. So that was Brendan Sullivan, the backup quarterback, who at the time was leading the quarterback competition. Comes in, a little end around to Mamahat, and another first down. Gain of 15.
And a perfect strike. And Mamahat, as you mentioned, coming off of injury, former walk-on, and he's a guy that John Summerall voluntarily brought up this week in our discussion with him about how glad they were to get him back. They think he's got a chance to be a difference maker, can really run. Good first catch right there.
So Mamahat already paying dividends and already a good drive here for Tulane. Last time held to a field goal. Can they punch it in? Goal to go. Here's play fake up top. Great defense and coverage. That was Shackelford, and Tymere Brown timed it perfectly to knock it out.
Yeah, I think Shackelford relaxed just a little bit at the very end of that. As that ball hits his hands, he's got to grab it and pull it down, but a tremendous job in the back end there from Tymere Brown, jarring that ball loose.
We saw Retzloff jog off the field. Sullivan now in at quarterback for Tulane. So already both backup quarterbacks playing tonight for both teams in the first quarter. Here's Sullivan, designed run, cuts it up left. Touchdown Tulane, however, flag on the play.
Personal foul, chop block, number 58, number 78. Offense, 15-yard penalty. Pete, take it down.
That's the same two. Hollifield and Baker now twice call for that chop block on this drive.
And again, once an offensive lineman's engaged with that defender, another offensive lineman cannot go and attack that defender. You're going to see it from the right side of the screen. And you've just got two blockers. One's engaged and the other goes low.
All right, so the second time that's been called on this drive alone, and that takes a touchdown off the board as Gordon's back in. That's where they sling it right out of the backfield. Gordon's got space. The true freshman looks good. Want to bring in our rules analyst quickly, Jerry McGinn. Jerry, have these been the right calls on these two chop blocks on this drive?
Yeah. The umpire, Herbert Byers, is dead on this. The right tackle, he's doing a reach block, and the center is still engaged. He has to stay up. This is two really good pickups by the umpire.
All right, Jerry will be with us throughout the night. Now 3rd and goal. Can ECU get another stop and hold them to a field goal? Retzloff, time, out of the backfield, tipped and nearly intercepted. J.D. Lampley got his mitts up. That ball stayed in the air just long enough, and Luke's rinse and repeat for the first drive.
Again, self-inflicted wounds, the same penalty twice on the same drive. One negates a touchdown, and now you're settling for another field goal attempt. East Carolina very fortunate here to force 3 twice.
And we're seeing now why ECU's first in scoring defense in the American, only letting up about 13.5 points a game. They've held them to 2 field goals when it wasn't going their way. Fake! Durkin! Can't out-athlete the athlete. You wanted Durkin to get it. How about that for maybe a switch in momentum when you've got an opportunity to get more points on the board, and Durkin just couldn't outrun the defender.
I mean, you needed 12. I get that call when maybe you need 5 and you get the first down and a fresh set of downs. But East Carolina holding up once again, 3-0 Tulane.
and goal. Patrick Durkin, you see him there, the kicker, thought he was going to have his moment for a touchdown. They called the fake field goal, but he had to score, couldn't get a first down.
That's the thing. You're asking him to run an awful long way against superior athletes. Tegan Wilkes being one of them, the starting safety for East Carolina on defense. And so I like the call. I like the aggressiveness. I just don't know how well it could have been executed because you had to have points.
Parker Jenkins in the backfield now for ECU to see if they can't get something going. Remember, first drive, they had it 3rd and 1. They false started, brought him back 3rd and 6. They haven't done anything since, and so that's a good gain of 4 to start this drive. Two 3-and-outs for the Pirates. Both tight ends, Desiree Riles, Javante Connor in. Another run. And a good job there. Parker Jenkins getting away from defenders. Broke the tackle of Bailey Despaney. And they gave him the first down, so no. Then they called it back off, so it's 3rd and inches. Initially, they had the side marker at first down, but now it's going to be a 3rd and short. Jenkins, right up, only needed a couple inches. And there's the first down for ECU tonight.
Oh, finally some positive momentum, and they've got to get out from behind their own end zone.
Haven't really been able to get into that tempo yet because they've been behind the chains. Hauser play fake. Rhythm, incomplete. That intended for Smith. Isaiah Shine was the man there, and it's going to be incomplete.
Yeah, Isaiah Shine ran the route for Smith. Really nice coverage on the deep in-breaking route right there. And you're right, Matt. And everybody wants to go fast, but if you can't get first downs, you can't go fast. That's what creates the momentum.
Jenkins tries to ram it up there for a gain of 2, and it's going to be 3rd and long again. Yeah, Luke, to that point, when this offense is in rhythm and in tempo, it's a beautiful thing to watch. But if you knock it off the tempo a little bit, it kind of...
Timeout for an injury to a defensive player.
They end up getting out of their comfort zone because they have to play in a manner which is not their identity.
That's Harvey Dyson on the field, the Texas Tech transfer for Tulane. We'll take a look at him as he's down on the field. Now, they talked about the good depth they have up front with this Tulane defensive line. Dyson comes in from Texas Tech. Trayvon McAlpine comes in from Texas Tech. And some of the guys we've already called that are behind them. And look, this is John Summerall's calling card. Defense is how he wins football games. And again, he puts a good unit on the field.
Yeah, Santana Hopper, too, is another one. We talked about Holyfield, the offensive center, Jack Holyfield from App State. He came over with Santana Hopper from App State, and Hopper had a big game about 2 weeks ago against Tulsa.
They've already suffered an injury, Dixon Agu out for the season. You see Dyson come off the field, limping a little bit, but doesn't need any help. So now a big 3rd and 8 early in this game, first quarter, Luke's for ECU.
Yeah, and Dyson had 2 sacks, 2 tackles for loss a week ago, and now he's come off the field. Let's see how Tulane can manufacture some pass rush here.
Only 1 first down for the Pirates tonight. Pressure coming over the middle, incomplete. That was intended for the tight end, Javante Connor, and again, great coverage. Kevin Adams III was right on it. Another punt for the Pirates.
Kevin Adams III is 5'10". Javante Connor is 6'4", 239 yards, and Adams on him like a blanket, Matt.
So O'Halloran's going to come out to punt. Remember, the starting punter, Ryan Levy, had the miss on his first punt. So this is the second time we've seen O'Halloran in there. Had a 40-yarder his first time. And they'll need a bounce out of this one, and they get it. And a nice roll. So that'll be a punt of 51 yards. Got 20 or so after it hit the turf and rolled as we check out our SEC on ABC college football triple header. How about Alabama again in a game, in a really big game for the third week in a row? They go to Columbia, Missouri, the big one, the Red River rivalry at the State Fair at Texas, and Georgia in Auburn, the nightcap. Love this triple header. That nooner with Alabama, Missouri, that's going to be a fun one to watch.
It's going to be a beautiful football game when everybody's talking about the quarterbacks. How about the running backs in Missouri? Alabama matchup, Jam Miller and Ahmad Hardy.
So two backs now. Arnold Barnes the third. Javen Gordon, quick shot from Retzloff. He's looked good tonight. That's Mama Hat. Hey, there's a reason Summerall volunteered his name, and it's already the second catch for him tonight and a gain of 12.
Well, he's explosive, and he can run really good after the catch. And, that's one thing that this offense has been lacking. They haven't been a team that breaks the huddle, and the defense has to say, okay, where's this guy or where's that guy? It's been receiver by committee, Matt, as you mentioned. They need some guys to emerge as go-to playmakers.
Already the 8th play of 10-plus yards as Barnes remains in the backfield. And that's Barnes getting hit hard immediately by ECU. No gain. Kind of an interesting first quarter in that Tulane's had the ball. They've had the big plays, but ECU's defense is keeping them in it, holding them to 2 field goals as Dankgun Johnson Jr. bring him down.
Well, and finally, East Carolina is not playing on a short field on defense. They were able to get the ball past midfield and allow their defense to breathe a little bit, force Tulane to earn it.
And conversely, Green Wave, 2 penalties, 2 drops, and a botched fake field goal. Retzloff, this is 12th attempt already. Looks outside, hits the out route to perfection. Shaz Preston, who had the drop in the end zone, comes up with 16.
I tell you, Retzloff looks really relaxed. Nice little subtle pocket movement to the right, gets the ball out of his hand. Let's see if Shaz Preston, the Alabama transfer, gets his feet down, secures the football in the act of the catch. But I like the rhythm and the timing right now that Retzloff's playing with.
It's all those intermediate routes they talked about,
yep.
Right? They haven't really shown any deep threat yet, but they're just kind of going down the field 8, 10, 12 yards at a time.
Chipping away.
That's Mama Hat in motion. Play fake to Barnes. Retzloff takes another shot. There's another one of those intermediate routes. That one, Justin Reed. And Lugs, I bet if you looked at every one of these passes he's completed, it's about 12 yards downfield, their 10th play of 10-plus yards. Yep. He's finding the soft spot, and he's making a completion.
Well, in the play-action pass game, even though they haven't been able to run it overly effectively, has really set up some of these downfield intermediate throws. And Justin Reed, that was a long developing route. Credit the offensive line for Tulane off the play-action pass, protecting Retzloff.
Comes in from Southern Miss, 6 catches, 73 yards, and a touchdown for him on the season. Fake to Gordon, defense right there. Retzloff avoids it, keeps his feet downfield, and what a shot. Stays up, does Anthony Miller. What an effort, and that's 2 tight ends, 2 plays in a row, and a gain of 19.
Miller, 6'5", 265 pounds, coming off on the deep intermediate drag route and the bootleg naked from Retzloff, and he just fires a dart. Really the only place you can put the ball to have a chance for it to be caught and not be tipped. Outstanding pass and catch.
And Brendan Sullivan now back in. We know that he's the runner. We saw it a moment ago, but it was called back because of a chop block. Sullivan going to do it again, and another flag. Again, this is where the Tulane offense is kind of bogged down every time they get in the red area.
Yeah, they're knocking on the door, and they can't get out of their own way.
False start. Number 76, offense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Got to be driving John Summerall nuts because, as you referenced, play great defense, run the football, don't beat yourself. It's the recipe for this program. And that's all they've done in these first 3 series is beat themselves, and all 3 times inside the 10-yard line.
See if they can convert a touchdown now. That's Javen Gordon in the backfield. That's Retzloff keeping it. Then he throws it back to Anthony Brown-Stevens. Retzloff, again, 7 touchdowns on the year. And that's how the first quarter comes to an end. He elected not to run it, pulled it, threw it back to ABS. Didn't work out.
Essentially, it's triple option. You're just doing it out to the bubble screen, out on the perimeter. But again, lack of execution inside the red area for Tulane. Can they get 6 instead of 3 on the other side of the break?
There's the Taco Bell Live My Student section. Only one student section can claim the title of Live My Student Section of the Year. Who will take the trophy home this year? I can tell you Tulane brought it today on SportsCenter. They're bringing it again tonight. Start of the second quarter. Matt Berry, Tom Luganville, Harry Lyles. And a second and goal opportunity for Retzloff and Tulane. Play fake. Trying to throw back for the screen. Muddled up by ECU's defense, and a great job and a big hit by Jamarly Riddle.
Jamarly Riddle came from the other side of the field and laid the hat What great pursuit, because right there, when you look at Tulane, you look at that running back, he makes everybody else miss. He might have been able to pop that to the perimeter.
Good recognition by the Pirates defense. Screen was on.
No doubt.
Now 3rd and goal. Retzloff gonna keep it, and he's brought down immediately. Kieran Davis. And Luke, I'm just going to tell you a little bit of a story about where we are in this game. It's 172 yards Tulane to 4 for ECU, and it is still 3-0 with yet another stop from the Pirates, holding them to a field goal.
Well, and what a heck of a play here by the linebacker, making this tackle, seeing the fake, and not buying it. He just watches the ball the entire time, taking down Retzloff. Yeah, and here we are. One of the strangest first quarters and beginning of the second I've seen in a while.
Think Durkin will kick it this time? Yeah. 29-yarder. He's yet to miss. Again, one of 4 kickers in the country to miss a field goal. But you see Blake Harrell, he's like, look, great job defense, because with it completely being outplayed, they are still in this game with some miscues from Tulane.
Well, you have the missed touchdown opportunity right there, just thrown over the outstretched hands of the tight end. Then Shaz Preston goes down low on a nicely thrown football and drops the football. Then you've got a chop block play that sets back a touchdown, and then they try to fake the field goal with Durkin on 4th and 12. And I'm telling you, man, this has been absolutely strange. And to your point earlier about East Carolina, they want to be up-tempo, pedal to the floor, go, 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 but they haven't been able to stay ahead of the chains.
And Luz, when you're down 6-0, you've got the 5th best scoring offense in the conference at 30.4 points a game. You know you're always in it because you can put up points and you can do it quick.
Yes, but they haven't been able to do it in the first quarter on more than one occasion this season. They've had multiple times where they've had 10 yards or less on offense.
I would love to give you the trend of everything going on right now, but as we were talking during the quarter break, we're like, this feels a little weird for a Thursday night. Thursday nights tend to get weird on their own. So 6-0. What can the Pirates do offensively as London Montgomery deep to receive the kick? Just 4 total yards of offense. As our next WWE event is here, the 7th annual Crown Jewel, for the first time down under in Perth, Australia, 8 a.m. Eastern, 5 Pacific. John Cena continues his retirement tour, plus the men's and women's crown. To get it exclusively on the ESPN app, or go to stream.com/WWE. ESPN.com/WWE, the exclusive home, the WWE events. First time we've seen Marlon Gunn Jr. He's a hefty north and south runner. He'll just take it right up the gut. That's kind of what he does right there. Gunn, ask and you shall receive. He had a big game against Army when he came in, and a gain of 16. He's got one move. It's straight.
You love this guy, though.
I love him.
Yeah, I love this guy. Is hard-nosed, downhill, shoulder square to the line of scrimmage, and good luck tackling him the first time.
And again, right up the gut. Looks like he's got nothing, and then punches out 4 yards. I mean, at this point, when they're trying to get the offense in some kind of rhythm, they haven't been able to do it with the speed and the talented receiver, so why not just bring in the bulldozer?
Well, not only that, look at them. Now they're in 2nd and 6. That's exactly where you want to be. You're on schedule now. They haven't been on schedule for the entire course of the game.
Give it to him again. Maybe he'll get you 3, and it'll be 3rd and short, but Hauser's going to throw it. There you go. Running game opens up the passing game. Yannick Smith, his first catch of the night, and a gain of 11.
Smooth pitch and catch to the 6'3" target on the outside. And now all of a sudden you get the first down. Look at East Carolina getting up to the line of scrimmage quickly. We've got a substitution, though, here for Tulane on defense.
My guy, number 95, he's Trayvon McAlpine. He'll take his time getting out there.
Do you see how late they did that?
Yeah, wanted to save his breath.
Yep.
That's the new chess game between coaches now, and I love it. Hauser over the middle, incomplete. That was intended for Brock Spalding. Maybe a little bit too much horseradish in that sauce.
Yeah,
The guy in the middle.
Spalding's 5'10", 5'11". You're going to throw the glance route, that inside slant. You got to make sure you get that ball down. Give him a chance to catch it, but most importantly, if you have a tip like that, you're risking a turnover.
So Gunn remains in the backfield, 2nd and 10. First time we've seen this ECU offense in Tulane territory. The fake to Gunn. Hauser keeps it. Good play call there. Jari Garner brings down Hauser after 6, bringing down a 3rd and short.
I like that play call. Puts him in 3rd and manageable here. I think actually this is 2-down territory right now for East Carolina. Just fits with their mentality.
Tulane showing pressure, flag, and it's going to be a false start on ECU.
False start, number 6, offense, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Had it 3rd and short on their first possession, did the same thing, backed them up, couldn't convert, had to punt.
So here you are in an entirely different set of circumstances from a down and distance standpoint. It changes your play call, everything about this, the tone of this because of that penalty.
It's kind of what Coach Harrell talked about to us at the beginning part of the season, the self-inflicted wounds.
Yep.
We've seen it early on tonight. Gunn up the middle. So he averaged 5.3 yards against Army last time out. Now that's going to bring up the 4th and medium with the defense holding Tulane to just 6 points.
It's an interesting call here.
Offense remains on the field, 4th and 7.
See if we maybe get a hard count out of Caden Hauser.
Just 29% on the season. Hauser pressured over the middle. No flag. That was intended for Desirio Riles and Jack Chenshu on the coverage. So the offense had some movement, and it stalls out this 4th down play. A little bit of contact, not called. 6-0 Tulane. We are back. College Football National Championship. You look at the best chance of the group of 5 teams to get to the CFP. One of these two hope to have something to say about it. Tulane up 6-0 here. Second quarter. What can this defense do again early on? Barnes the third. Reached that sideline, got pushed out by Rashid Reeves, and he had some space, and that's a gain of 11.
Well, these backs for Tulane are stout. They're big. They're physical. And he got to the corner and turned the edge pretty well here.
50% of their plays, Lugs, have been 10+ yards with 6 points. Retzlaff fake. Quick shot outside. You got to make that tackle because there was no one behind him, and they do. They do a good job. Trey Shackelford has been busy tonight. Broken tackle of Reason and a gain of 13.
He sets this up nice, really pushes and closes the cushion, steps. And the most important thing he does there, he doesn't drift back into the defender. Steps up and forward.
And I don't mean this to disrespect Retzlaff at all. He's 11 of 16, 147 yards. If I gave you those stats here in the second quarter, you'd have taken Hauser on that. Just
absolutely.
Because of the style we've seen all year.
Yeah. He's been pitching and catching, but they haven't been as efficient once they get into the plus 20.
Barnes, left side. A nice gain there on first down. That's Julian Davis after 4, close to 5 yards. They're going to mark it for 4, bring it up a 2nd and 6. That's 200 yards total offense for the Green Wave to 44 for ECU.
And Tulane, they've found something that they like on the left side of that offensive line, running the ball into the boundary, 2 back-to-back successful plays.
Another play fake from Retzlaff. Pressure coming over the middle. What a good toss. I'll tell you what, Trey Shackelford has earned the trust of his quarterback because Retzlaff keeps going to him, and a gain of 17 back in the red area.
Well, he's balling, and I'll tell you what he's done is he's plucked the ball out of the air. He goes up, he elevates, he attacks the football. And again, nice poise and composure from Retzlaff right there, just letting it develop. That's, again, another long, deep drag route that took a little time for the ball to get there.
And he's one of their tallest receivers at 6 feet.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't have any of those guys that get off the bus and you're like, wow, I mean, he's 6 feet, but he's making plays. 4 drives, 4 red zone trips, 6 points to show. Can that change this time? That's Barnes. Tries to make a man miss. That's a good open field tackle by Riddle. Talking to Josh Aldridge before the game. They're talking about how our best players, Tegan Wilk, Jamarlee Riddle, these guys are going to have to step up tonight. You saw Riddle fill the gap there.
Well, they got to play well near the line of scrimmage. We've already called Riddle's name twice here in the last 2 drives. And this is a safety-led defense. That's why both he and Tegan Wilk were our impact players on that side of the ball for the Pirates.
Barnes the third has a crease. There goes Barnes, barreling over a defender. Stop short of the goal line and a gain of 14. That was Riddle again.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Those receivers might not be very big for Tulane, but these backs are. Look how fleet of foot Barnes is. Really nimble, quick, maybe not overly flashy, but he lowers his shoulder. You better put your big boy pads on.
So they're going to go heavy personnel now. 1st and goal. Barnes remains in the backfield. And wouldn't you know it?
No way.
False start, number 56, offense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Chandre Hurst. And now they'll back him up. That's a 4th penalty on the O-line. I mean, this is really incredible. The almost rinse and repeat nature of what we've seen in this game in 4 possessions for each team.
My first reaction was to chuckle because it was just on cue.
It's okay.
It
let
was on cue.
Luke, if that's how you're feeling, let America know. Let them know.
one of their best offensive linemen in Hurst as well.
See if Retzloff runs here. 7 touchdowns on the season for him. Play clock at 1. Summerall tried to get down to get the timeout, and he did. So nearly a delay a game. I was spotting Summerall for 20.
Tulane, their first of the half.
43-year-old showed his athleticism, got down there, banged the timeout. This is interesting to say the least. Midway through the second.
You want to know what real college football sounds like?
Bigger than ever we bang.
And it's intercepted, and Oregon's going to win it.
We on a whole nother level. Bigger than ever we bang. Woo. Okay. We bang.
Okay, fine, I'll watch.
Okay.
As we take a look at this week's college football rankings brought to you by AT&T. If I had the telestrator, I would circle Oregon and I would circle Indiana.
I mean, there.
I think that is the biggest game of the weekend.
I think that game is going to be fantastic. An outstanding quarterback
And you
play.
know what I love about Fernando Mendoza? He's used to Oregon because he played in the Pac-12 at Cal. So this isn't any new thing to him. First things first, 13 plays in the red zone for Tulane, no touchdowns. First and goal after the penalty to give to Barnes up the gut. He's been running hard tonight. Zion Wilson takes him down, and it's going to bring up second down. Surprised early on, Lugs, as they bring in Brendan Sullivan. Retzloff again, 7 rushing touchdowns, yet they get down here and they bring in the Iowa transfer to run the play.
Yeah, very interesting. And again, did it for a touchdown that was called back due to a penalty. And Retzloff's been such a factor in the quarterback run game for the first half of this season. But I do know they like Brendan Sullivan. I think they want to just get him turns.
He was leading the quarterback competition throughout the summer, got banged up towards the end. It became Retzloff's team, and there's Sullivan. He's going to keep it, try to get right up the gut. Pirates are there, hold him short. It's going to bring up a third and goal. A whistle. Not sure if a player lost his hat. It was Sullivan. He was probably going to come off anyway. Has to come off for a play if the helmet gets knocked off.
Look at him swapping the wristbands, going in and out the play sheets.
You know, we were talking about Summerall saying, you know what, we've got 234 yards to 44. We should be up 21-0.
Yeah.
Then on the other side, if you're Harrell, you're like, hey, guys, great job.
We're in this thing.
It's really been a remarkable first half. So 3rd and goal. Can ECU stand up again? It's a fake. It's almost picked off. Had the players not run into Tegan Wilk, not only was that picked off, that could have been a pick 6.
It might have been walking the other way. What a set of circumstances right here. Retzloff tries to sneak this in. The collision knocks the ball out of Tegan Wilk's hands. And if that doesn't happen, he's going. Wow. Credit ECU on defense. Listen, it hasn't been pretty offensively. They haven't been able to get into a rhythm, very disjointed. But, man, when this field condensed, East Carolina's come to play.
21-yard field goal attempt for Durkin. Now passes Aiden Burr for 2nd most without a miss at FBS this season. 3 drives, goal to go, a field goal battle. How you like your kickers? Summerall's probably like, are you sure those are penalties down in the red zone? Because, man, I'm moving the ball. I'm doing everything I have to do. It's 234 to 44 yards gained. Field goal downs, field goal, field goal.
And that downs could have been a field goal had they not gone for the fake field goal. 26 of Tulane's 32 plays have been in ECU territory. And none ended in the end zone.
I'm like my guys at Sickos Committee, where I'm kind of a sicko.
Yeah.
And I love this.
I do too.
There's something really just pleasing about what we're seeing out of here.
Something is so off.
And it's still a game because it's 9-0 with an offense that scores 30 points a game. That ball deep into the end zone. Let's break it down. If you're John David Baker, the offensive coordinator for ECU. What are you doing to establish something that gets your quarterback in rhythm?
I think I want to run it on early downs with Marlon Gunn and just let him pound it away downhill. Get yourself into 2nd and 6, because you know that's going to be an area for you to be able to utilize play action, but still be able to just throw it out of the drop back game. So I think the early run success, and we saw some of that on the last drive for ECU.
It'll be London Montgomery in the backfield, just 3 first downs tonight for the Pirates. They're going to give it to Montgomery up the middle. And there you talk about it, early first down success. Now you're ahead of the change, brought down by Kevin Adams III. It's a gain of 7.
Well, just like we've seen from Tulane, kind of a committee of running backs for East Carolina as well. We've seen Marlon Gunn, the pounder. That was London Montgomery, and then Parker Jenkins as well, number 5.
Stable of talented backs for ECU. Haven't been able to get going much. They're going to do it again like they did last drive, and Montgomery's going to churn his legs, pick up a couple more. Harvey Dyson, who was down, is back in. And so it's going to be 3rd and short. Marked 3rd and 1. And there's the first down. 3 straight runs by Montgomery. Hamilton brings him down. So now you got a first down.
You got a first down, and if you noticed right there was no substitution. And if you were watching Tulane on defense, they're kind of standing around looking to the sideline. And East Carolina got up to the line of scrimmage and snapped the ball. Tulane was not lined up correctly.
Montgomery, boys, he just lowered his shoulder pads there. He's running angry. I'd imagine everybody on this offense is angry. Another helmet comes off. Baylor Despani, it comes off. And I don't mean to sound, hey, way to go, good job, but you get the first down.
Yeah.
And okay, we got one thing going. You almost have to bullet point right now to get the offense in rhythm.
Yes, there's no question about it. And then what do? They turn around, boom, get another 4-yard gain on the ground. So 2 early down successful run plays have gotten them into their 2nd set of fresh downs.
And that's 4 straight runs. Play fake. Doesn't open up the throw game. Hauser sacked. That's Trayvon McAlpine, the Texas Tech transfer. And just like that, a loss of 7 and a 3rd and 13.
And I don't understand how this happens, because center Darius Bell and 75 Kyle Long are double teaming McAlpin. I mean, they've got him at the point of attack. He splits the double team, comes right into the kitchen of Caden Hauser, and here we are again, right back in 3rd and long behind the chains.
Is that an offensive line miscommunication issue?
It had to have been, because it looked like the center started to come off the double team a little bit.
Slip screen over the middle to big number 8. Gets away for the first tackler. And boy, he got close to that first down. Connor made the first man miss. A tight end screen and a gain of 11. And you just wonder what Blake Harrell does. He's going to send out the punt unit. You know, it's a defensive game.
It's a defensive game, and I loved that play call, but with that line to gain, I would have liked to have seen it to a skill guy as opposed to a tight end to give you a chance to be a little bit more explosive and get to the line to gain. Really good play design, and as much as Connor's a player for them at tight end, maybe not the best open field matchup.
So Amari Hayes deep to receive the O'Halloran punt.
Oh.
Hey, we're going to run a fake.
Timeout, East Carolina, the first of the half.
Oh,
man.
That'll make a coach throw a headset.
That was going to be a defensive tackle fake, too, with Ryan Roseborough. Holy smokes.
Conspiracy theorist here. Run the play, then call the timeout to make them think? Or was that going to be the play? No, we've seen
the play.
We've seen ECU do it.
Yeah,
it worked.
They were going to do it, man. And you know what? Just watching the opening segment of that.
Let's take a look at. I was going to say, I want to take a look and see if he had the crease. The play was on. We talked about the group of 5 race to the college football playoff. Who's it going to be? It's changed throughout the year. That was the preseason. Boise State, they go down to South Florida. Week 2, you see it change to South Florida, who got the win against Boise State. So the punting continues to be an issue.
Right off the right side of the foot every single time. The punter right now for ECU just struggling to connect and flip field position to get that defense on a long field.
All right, we're going to pick up our race again. You take a look at the group of 5 and through week 6. Now Memphis holding at the midway point of the season.
Look at Texas and Old Dominion in there. Texas taking on South Florida this weekend.
This could be a fun race to the finish. Can't believe we're at the midway point, but now it becomes a conversation of who's going to do what. And right now we'll see if Retzloff and Tulane can have more success. That's Bohannon in motion. Barnes has been the big fella tonight. One of your key players to the game, Maurice Turner. Mo Turner had him back from a high ankle injury. We haven't seen him but one play.
2-minute timeout.
Summerall told us last week they tried him against Tulsa. He didn't look right, so they pulled him immediately. It looks as if that's the case tonight, but right now with Barnes being the star player, they may not need him. So we have reached a 2-minute timeout in a very entertaining first half in a different way. But it's still football and we love it. 2-minute timeout here at Tulane. Oh, Kevin Connery. Kevin Connors cried himself to sleep in his Babe Ruth jersey last night. So empty backfield. 2nd and 8. Retzloff left. thinks about running, does run because he knows he's got the space and he gets a first down. Good patience by the quarterback to let everybody in the defense get out of the way and pick up a gain of 11.
And then Arnold Barnes, the running back, who happened to be out on the perimeter right there, did a really good job of turning and recognizing and got right on the corner to hold a stock block to give Retzloff just a few more yards.
Rolling right, throws it right. Anthony Brown-Stevens. Seven players have caught a pass for Tulane. So when they tell you they're receiver by committee, they know what they're talking about with 7 catches from 7 different players.
Well, this is by far the most efficient in terms of execution that this pass offense has seen the entire year. They have been all on the ground, have struggled to maintain any consistency or rhythm in the passing game, and they seem to have found a little bit of that tonight.
So each team with 2 timeouts remaining. ECU showing pressure. They bring it off the edge. A good job by Retzloff recognizing it. And he gets brought down close to a first down by Jonathan Jean. And they're going to mark it short. No, now they want to move the chains.
Yep.
Yep.
Boy, Retzloff went down hard in an awkward manner right there. Popped right back up.
Taking a shot downfield, underthrows the receiver, and flags on that play. That's an interesting call, Lugs.
Well, it's exactly what you teach the receiver to do.
Number 24, defense, 15-yard penalty. First down.
And you're saying on an underthrown ball to come back
on an underthrown ball, slow down. And when you slow down, the defender's going to run right through your back, and it's going to create a pass interference, whether they like it or not. The officials all over it. Now watch what the target ends up doing, trying to go back to it. There's no way for Tymir Brown not to run in to the intended target.
Jerry
right there.
McGinn, rules analyst, hanging out with us tonight. Jerry, you like that call? It seems that the ball was thrown in another direction where the receiver wasn't even going.
It's a very good call. The defensive back has to be able to play the ball. Right now he's playing the receiver and he's getting in the way of the receiver. He's holding them off. So if he would just turn quicker and notice where the ball's going, everything would be good. But this is a very good call by the deep wing.
And here comes Tulane again in the red zone because of it. But ECU's 6th in the nation red zone defense has stood tall tonight. 1st in the American, 6th in the country. That's Riddle. A gain of 3 for Barnes. Check that, Gordon. As we are approaching the 1-minute mark here in the first half.
Can they do it, Matt? Is it possible? We can get 6 from Tulane here.
You'll hear Bourbon Street from here if they do. So far, it's like when they get into the red zone, they're on absinthe. All right, timeout, ECU.
Timeout, East Carolina. Their second and a half.
You know, and we say it, you were kind of having fun with it because it's been fun to watch.
Yeah.
You go into the half now. If we say that ECU holds them to the field goal and it's 12-0. Blake Harrell's got everything in front of him at halftime, guys. It's 12-0, and you guys have played your worst half of football all year.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, there's a lot of positives to derive from this, as you got another 30 minutes of football to play. What's been interesting is you hear coaches talk all the time about red zone offensive efficiency and red zone defensive efficiency. Today, the offenses are too good, guys. I mean, you're going to go up and down the field on people. You're going to gain yards. You're going to run the ball. You're going to throw the ball. But what do you do from an execution standpoint when the field condenses plus 20?
Tulane drives have ended at the 12, the 6, the 11, the 3. You could do a case study on this first half. And we mentioned Mo Turner. He's back in the game now. One of your...
Yeah. They were so excited to get him back. Really felt like he was ready to roll coming off that bye week.
Retzloff the throw, looking left, taking a shot at the end zone. One-on-one coverage. They got handsy down there with Justin Reed and Kayvon Merrill. Maybe a little bit of a push off. Not called. Let him play. 3rd and 7. Tulane 0 for 4 on third downs tonight. Can ECU do it again? Empty backfield. Shotgun. Retzloff over the middle. Almost intercepted again by Tegan Wilk. Second time the ball has been right in his gloves and he couldn't come up with it.
Oh my goodness. And this is just a poorly thrown ball from Retzloff. He's throwing the seam down the middle of the field and he throws it really behind the back shoulder and right into the awaiting hands of Wilk. Wow.
I mean, it was nearly on the same spot in the field.
The exact same spot.
Now a kick of 40 yards. Can Patrick Durkin stay perfect? 3 for 3 tonight. And that one is good. I was looking for a second from my viewpoint. It looked like he drew that thing right out of the fairway, but it went in for 40. And it's 12-0.
That man right there, Blake Harrell, the head coach at East Carolina. I mean, the way his defense is playing, the way they've come up big, once they've gotten into the red area, we talk about the importance of efficiency on both sides of the ball there. They're winning that battle. They just can't seem to win the battle up front on offense against this Tulane defensive front that's playing the best they've played all year long.
So I usually love and lean aggressive. If I'm ECU and Blake Harrell, I think I'd get out of this half of whores and just say, you know what, bang the knee. Let's just go start over at halftime.
Yeah, presses reset.
Now remember, Tulane gets the ball. They won the toss. They deferred.
Yep.
So the defense is going to have to do it again. But if I'm ECU, maybe just bang a knee on it and go talk.
Call this a 2-quarter game and start the next one off fresh.
Based on what we've seen out of this offense throughout the year, we saw them 2 weeks ago against Army. They got up 21-0 and they exploded right out of the gate. That's, to me, the fact that they have 63 total yards of offense, not to take anything away from Tulane's defense, because they've been really good.
Lights out.
It's just it's been a surprising development with what we've seen here in the first half at Yeoman Stadium.
I've been really surprised at how East Carolina has struggled up front. And Tulane's got some players now along the defensive front, don't get me wrong, but ECU's coming to this game with better production in the offensive line than we've seen tonight.
And 5 drives this half for ECU, 4 punts, 1 turnover on downs. So let's see what John David Baker decides to do. You know, look, maybe you pop one, you run it on first down, see if you crease one, and then that changes the drive. It's going to be Parker Jenkins in the backfield. Would be my guess. They'll try to see if he can get one deep, or get a big run rather, and then maybe reset the drive.
Well, you see Tulane in a too-high safety look, so they're going to do everything in their power. Keep the ball in front of them here.
That's exactly what they do with Jenkins right up the middle. And so it looks like everyone's going to be content. Oh, no, ECU's going to line up again.
I mean, they've got plenty of time. If they want to get aggressive, they can get aggressive.
There's a first down for ECU. They've got the 1 timeout remaining. Tulane looking at their 3rd shutout of the season in the first half. So Hauser going to take a shot. He's going to give it to Parker Jenkins again, little by little. That'll do it for the first half.
You a little surprised by that, Matt? Just the lack of aggressiveness right there. I mean, they were moving it. They had a nice little play selection.
Like I said, it's just like, things have just been weird for them. And so, look, I get what you're saying, but again, you regroup and get out of here just down 12-0. Sure. That's coachable. So 12-0 Tulane at the half. KC, EJ Manuel, Sam Acho, they're going to take care of you at halftime after the break. And what's been kicking in defense in New Orleans. Welcome back to ESPN College Football Prime Time, presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance. You are watching the American Conference on ESPN in New Orleans for Tulane and East Carolina. 12-0 the home team in the first half. It was a defensive battle. It was a kicker. It was a bogged-down offense in the red zone. Tom Luganville and Matt Berry back with you. We've seen a lot of football. Kind of hard to describe what we saw there in the first half. You got to give credit to Tulane's defense, but the same could be said for East Carolina.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting. You look at Tulane right here offensively. That's the first time in 20 years they've gained 250 yards and scored no touchdowns.
Yeah.
In 20 years. And so you've got this ECU offensive football team that's struggling to pass protect, and they're struggling to produce.
As we take a look at our game flow, brought to you by Progressive, and that's what we're talking about here in the red area.
Yeah, the red area, just really poor execution, penalties, sloppiness from Tulane. Really been able to drive very well. 4 red zone trips, 16 plays, 0 touchdowns. And then the defensive front, which has really been the difference for Tulane, has dominated the offensive line of East Carolina, putting East Carolina behind the chains, limiting how fast that they can go, and taking them out of their rhythm.
Again, a bit of a surprise if you're talking about an offense in ECU's. It's one of the best in the conference. Has not been able to get it done. That's 2 parts. That's a credit to what Tulane's been able to do, but if you like defensive battle, this is your thing. We're going to get a return from Anthony Brown-Stevens, 15-20 down to the 24 as we check in with Harry Lyles.
Matt, I caught up with East Carolina head coach Blake Harrell not too long ago. He told me he didn't love his team's energy in that first half. He said they got to get that up. They're going to take things one play at a time here. He said we've got to protect our quarterback. Caton Hauser can't make plays if he keeps falling on his behind because we can't protect him. So look for that this second half.
And Harry, that's a great way to put it. It was the energy.
No doubt.
Not like, look, not defensive. Something with, he's just right.
No juice.
That's right.
Right. And this is a team that's had juice, particularly on offense. A defense that's been aggressive, that's been high risk, high reward. They've come after the opposition. And really, they've given up their yards, bend but don't break, on defense tonight for East Carolina. Let's see if they can get a 3-and-out and get off the field.
Yeah, can they force a punt?
Yeah.
They get Tulane off the field to jumpstart that offense. We'll find out. Retzloff in the impressive first half throws it all that. And that's a long throw that was incomplete. Pressured right away, intended for Bryce Bohannon. Josiah Robinson some pressure along with Raheem Craig.
Well thrown football. I think officials got it right here on the sideline. Catch the ball.
Yep.
Foot out of bounds. Nice, strong
It was a good throw across the other side of the field.
The ruling on the field is an incomplete pass. That play is under further review.
All right, a replay official tonight is Mark Lawson.
It might be looking at not just the foot that we saw come down in the white, but his left foot. As he secured the ball, did he drag his left foot? Right there, it looks like it's off the ground. Let's see.
Our rules analyst, Jerry McGinn, hanging out with us tonight. This looks on the surface as bang-bang, so it's got to be irrefutable evidence to overturn the call on the field. Jerry, you're getting a couple glances at this. What do you see?
Yes, for a live shot, it looked like the officials, were right on this, that it was a bang-bang, but replay stopped this, and it's really a good stop because it appears that the left foot is in bounds and the receiver has control of the ball. I believe they're going to overturn this to a reception.
All right, so there's the catch. Or there's at least we think the possession of the ball, and then keep an eye on that left toe. That's not the point yet, because he's yet to bring it in. If we go one more frame, there's the drag right there.
After further review, it was a catch at the 27-yard line. It'll be second down.
All right, Jerry McGinn all over it. That toe drag right there at the end. I mean, it was for a gain of 3 yards, but still a completion.
How about Bohannon getting down that left foot? Stretching out the right, goes out on the white, but...
By the way, and how about my guy, Edwin Lee? Ball's all the way down here at the 25-yard line. They make him run to the opposite 25 to go get the 3-yard gain. Good for him. Get your electrolytes in. 2nd and 7. Barnes was the guy in the first half, immediately crunched by Raheem Craig. Came into this game 8 consecutive starts. One of the leaders on this defense. Has been quiet tonight for the most part, but he's in on that tackle. That's going to bring up a 3rd and long.
Yeah, this is an old linebacking group. Craig's a redshirt senior. Damian Wilson, 5th-year senior. Samuel Denka, senior. This is an old, experienced group on the defensive side of the ball.
And look,
for the Pirates.
we've seen it tonight.
Yep.
We've seen that bend but don't break, as you mentioned a moment ago. Can they get off the field and force a Tulane punt? Retzloff has a wide open receiver, and he overthrows Shaz Preston. And there was a guy behind him that was open as well.
Yeah, I think he missed the outside receiver and was throwing this down the seam to Shaz Preston, number 7. But it's Bohannon, 83, on the outside that's running uncovered. And if he just lofts that up and drops it in the bucket, look at this. Wow.
Oh, my. I'm voting. Yeah, I'm with you. I think Bohannon was the intended guy. That was a coverage bust.
Yes.
And how about that? ECU gets away with it. Kyler Pearson, deep to receive the Alec Clark punt. First one of the night for him. Pearson, the sideline wanted him stepping out at around the 18-yard line. We'll see if the officials take a look at that. 56-yard punt, gain of 11. Of all the things that we've seen tonight with ECU making stops,
yeah,
the one time they don't execute is the one time they get off the field.
They get off the field, and here they are. Now we'll see if the offense can do anything about it. With the defensive front stepping up on that drive right there for East Carolina.
So London Montgomery is going to start in the backfield again. Caden Hauser in this group, just 91 total yards. Hauser 5 of 10 for 48 yards in the first half.
And no explosive plays. They haven't been able to get the ball downfield. As Blake Harrell told Harry, they can't protect the quarterback the way they need to.
And he used a good word, energy. What's the energy of this unit in the second half? And that's London Montgomery. Good energy there on that carry. Looking to give him a gain of 6.
And their first down run production, really, and even in the first half, has been really good. I just feel like they got to keep sticking with it. Keep pounding away at these guys.
And I'll tell you, too, the Tulane defense, even on a completion, they're right there.
Well, they're right there. So you just throw that ball out into the flat, and you gain a half a yard, right? I'm not so sure if you don't just line up, turn around, and hand it off, because right now in the run game, ECU is running the football pretty well.
3rd and 3, Tulane secondary. Now, they saw tempo out of Ole Miss earlier in the season, thought that it would help them in this game. And right out of the backfield again to Montgomery, and that's going to be right on the marker out of the backfield. It'll be a first down, so Joker Johnson knocks him out in a gain of 4. So now ECU can get back into that tempo. Hauser going to take a shot. One-on-one coverage, has a man beat, and it's caught by Anthony Smith. So there you go, a deep shot to one of the stars, and now they're in the red zone. Their goal to go after the play of 49.
Yeah, the 6'3" Smith down the sideline. This ball's slightly underthrown as well, so he comes back, slows down, creates some contact, but is able to secure the football.
There's Montgomery up the middle, and they just needed, you get the sense they wanted one shot. That's it, one.
One play can change the complexion of the game.
Longest play of the game, 49 yards, and now here comes the tempo. Everyone gets set. Quick play out of the backfield. That's Spalding's got blockers in front of him, and here we go. Spalding with key blocks from Yannick and Anthony Smith, who made the big play. And we had said it, if you keep a team in a game like ECU, they can get right back in it. We got ourselves a ball game.
Well, terrific stock blocking on the outside. That's so hard to do for that long of time out on the perimeter. Spalding doing the rest, and here we are. One play changes the complexion of the game, and the tone, and the momentum for ECU.
We even heard some ECU chants here in the stadium. They've been waiting to chant all night long. They were held at bay to a season low, but then Anthony Smith comes up big like we saw him do against Army. holds onto the ball, and then Spalding sprung by his receivers. Now we're playing football in the Big Easy. How's that for a statistical breakdown? Caden Hauser, 4 for 4, 61 yards and a touchdown. East Carolina right back into this game. Tom Luginbill, Matt Berry, Harry Lyles with you. He talked about, Harry reported a moment ago about Blake Carroll saying, I didn't like my team's energy, and already in the second half, a stop on defense, albeit courtesy of an overthrow, but the offense comes out and takes advantage.
And he's wiping his brow going, finally.
Anthony Brown-Stevens at the 1, across the 10, 15, 20. Let's check in with Harry.
Yeah, Matt, it had largely been tamed down here on the East Carolina sideline, but I could tell you after that score, there was not an offensive player that was not hugging a defensive player. There was not a helmet, a shoulder pad, a butt that went unsmacked. The energy that Blake Harrell was looking for is alive and well down here.
You know, Harry, I told Lugs during a commercial break, I said that's an ignition play, meaning it ignites the whole thing.
Light the fuse.
And now I look forward to seeing how Retzloff and this team respond.
Well, that, and does this all of a sudden give more juice for a potential another 3-and-out to ECU?
Retzloff to throw. They've been doing that high completion percentage stuff all night. Jimmy Callaway and a gain of 5. Rashid Reason, one of 2 teams in FBS this season, 250 yards, no touchdowns and a half. Utah the other. Going to run it on second medium, and that's what they've been doing. There's a flag down. I wonder if they're going to get that chop block again. We've seen it twice tonight.
They are. This time it's going to be on the left side of the line of scrimmage between the left guard and the left tackle.
Holding, number 1, offense. 10-yard penalty, Pete, second down.
Well, they missed one, Matt.
Oh, I see it right there. I saw what you saw in your telestration. Okay, so, you know, we had talked about the penalties. Not going to lie, those circles looked like you had a couple of hurricanes. we'll get back to it.
Googly eyes.
We'll give you another opportunity.
Yep.
Is Jamari McClure now in for the first time in a stable of backs for Tulane, now 2nd and 15. Retzloff has had a busy night, gets out of the pressure. That's a good job. You see his mobility, but at least ECU's defense got there after the hit. That was Sam Danka. The completion was to McClure, and that's a loss of 1. Really the first time we've seen the pressure get to Retzloff.
Yeah, and then he has to dump it off late, and another good job by that East Carolina defense.
Raheem Craig.
Keeping the ball in front of him and then making the tackle by Danka. You see the pressure off the edge right there, but that tackle right there is critical. Because that gets him off the field, and now, again, potential good field position. Got to get a big stop here.
All day for Retzloff, and that's a good completion to number 5, Anthony Brown-Stevens, and there's a flag down.
Holding, number 77.
Oh,
offense.
my.
That's it to the goal line. Second down. Correction, third down.
Penalties have been a problem the entire season. Boy, have they gotten Tulane tonight.
Well, it's Darian Reed against Raheem Craig, and it's a 3-man rush. You're going to look at the right side of your screen right here, and you're going to get yourself a hole. Now watch those big arms of number 77 grab that jersey and then wrap around the waist, and that's a 3-man rush. That's on Dujour, excuse me, number 40.
6 penalties tonight, all of them on offense, and really all of them on the offensive line.
Yep.
So now 3rd and 23.
You go from a fresh set of downs to 3rd and 23.
Had a touchdown overturned. Quarters defense for ECU, and they're just going to run it up there to see what Barnes can get him. And boy, they shot Jonathan Jean out of a cannon. To see that develop from our vantage point, he filled that gap and he was in there.
That's what you call a run fit, folks. Watch him come forward. And that's just eyeballing the football. There's that energy and that juice that Harry talked about when he spoke with Blake Harrell.
Man, is momentum a funny thing in college football?
Big Mo.
So Pearson deep to receive, situated at his 39. Makes a man miss, tries to get to his 40, does. 43-yard line, punt of 50, return of 4. Dallas Winter Johnson on the tackle. It's starting to get chippy. The defense is starting to fly around. The offense, a big play. What does ECU do for an encore when we return?
Introducing SportsCenter for you, personalized every single day. Now available on the ESPN app. Powered by your favorites.
You can do AI. You can do AI and create your own SportsCenter. You can get a SportsCenter towel that they got at SportsCenter today on campus. It's to the point now where I'm going to get in trouble on air for using the ESPN app. Like when we're doing studio, I'm watching a game on my phone. Got to keep people plugged in, Lugs.
That's right. Got to be dialed in at all times.
Who's dialed in now? The Tulane defense, the ECU offense. We're about to find out. That's Gunn. Check that, TJ Engelman Jr.
I was going to say that might be a little too explosive for Gunn.
That was the first time we called TJ's name tonight. Yeah. He gets five. They're using all the backs tonight. Engelman again. You're right. He's got some pop. He almost fell forward for a first down. That's McAlpine on the tackle.
ECU, Matt, really assertive. They got a little pep in their step. There's some urgency right now. This looks like an entirely different team.
A stop and a score will kind of... How about that from Hauser?
Love it.
And faked the shotgun like he was going to call a play. Got right up under there. Got the first down, brought down by Sam Howard, and a gain of 4. He can run it again if he wants. No one there. Gets out of bounds, so heady play by Hauser. Gets what he can, and it was 7 yards at that, so now they can get back into their tempo, Luke.
Yep, here they go. At some point, you're going to see one come over the top here.
And at some point, Tulane knew what was coming. Yeah. That's Jari Garner, kind of a pop pass there, a loss of 4 to Engelman.
A little surprised they didn't just line up and run inside zone like they did on the first couple of plays of the series, where they're really controlling Tulane at the line of scrimmage in the run game, and they have this entire third quarter. Got a little cute there.
3rd and 7. Engelman. How about that? Everybody in the stadium thought pass, and Engelman gets enough for the first down.
Again, that inside run game right here, they're going to pull the opposite tackle and lead up.
Cooper Tranavsky there with the key block.
Got something going here in this early down run game.
With TJ Engelman Jr. at that. Not Jenkins, not Montgomery, not Gunn. 4th back tonight. He does have some quicks.
He does. This is a really good drive, and they're starting to lean on Tulane a little bit, taking away some of that nastiness that they had displayed in the first half in the pass rush game. Right now, they're on their heels a little bit.
Underthrown, nearly intercepted. That was clear miscommunication between receiver and quarterback, and Isaiah Shine had one.
Yeah, when you take a look at Smith, he's expecting him to hit and come flat across and cross the face of the defender. He doesn't. He takes it and keeps it skinny. Very fortunate that wasn't
and had him beat at that.
Absolutely.
So 2 third down conversions on this drive. Gunn up the middle, and again, 3rd and 7. It's the running game that moves the chains. Marlon Gunn Jr. brought down by Despaney, and here they go. So too tall for Smith.
Tell you what, this offensive line now, that on that throw right there, Caden Hauser didn't have his feet underneath him. The ball sailed up high on him, but they are winning their one-on-one matchups in the run game right now and imposing their will on Tulane.
London Montgomery back in, 3rd back we've seen just this drive alone. Another throw, blitz coming. Hauser does a good job avoiding and now has space. Caden Hauser brought down by Despani. It looked like they had him dead to rights, and he picked up 7.
Just great pocket movement. This looked like they were bringing the kitchen sink. They only ended up rushing 4 defenders, and he does an excellent job keeping his eyes downfield, finding that front door, and going right through it.
Javion White, one of those in the backfield that couldn't grab him. 3 third-down conversions, all on this drive. This one 3rd and 3. They're going to throw out of the backfield. Tulane there. That was Jaquez Petaway, brought down by Chris Rogers. And a loss of 1.
I don't think Blake Harrell likes it very much. The head coach there at ECU, they tried to get Tulane outflanked on the perimeter, and Tulane not falling for it, making a great open field tackle.
And he's keeping the offense on the field.
Well, and he could have done, had he run the ball on 3rd down with the success they've had, he could have done the exact same thing, probably with a shorter line to gain.
It's Parker Jenkins. Blitz is coming, never had a chance. Flag on the play. And Blake Harrell is...
Number 10, defense, lined up in neutral zone.
Wow.
Penalty results in a first down.
Gerard Henderson, offsides. They convert on 4th down because of the penalty.
Well, and Panda Askew busts this in the offensive line. You see him right here. He's the left guard, and he goes to help out the center. They have enough people to block this.
But all for naught.
All for naught, because you have a penalty and another self-inflicted wound for Tulane.
That's the first defensive penalty here. TJ Engelman Jr. back in the backfield, and he rips it right up the gut. Not much. Cam Hamilton. I mean, again with Tulane and the penalties that are costing them.
Yep. Very uncharacteristic of this football team to beat themselves so consistently as we've seen tonight.
Now, at this point, 2 field goals. If East Carolina stopped, it gives you 10 and 13, puts you up 13-12. It'll be interesting to see how this call or this drive remains for the Pirates. It's going to be Engelman again, and it's going to be Tulane again. And right there, Sam Howard. Kind of the story of the night, bogged up in the red zone. Both these offenses get small. 7th tackle for loss tonight. I mean, the atmosphere and the tension of this stadium is just ratcheted up. 3rd and goal, 15th play of the drive. Blitz. Hauser again escapes. Has space. Hauser. Touchdown ECU. Unbelievable turn of events here in the 3rd quarter at Yeoman Stadium.
Well, 5-man rush from Tulane, and Caden Hauser does a great job noticing man coverage, nowhere to go. That means there's nobody to account for you. And Yannick Smith on the perimeter, number 1, the 6'3" target, does a great job once again. That's twice on 2 back-to-back series. Receivers for ECU getting it done.
And it's the right call to go for 2 here, so the offense will line up on the left hash. Marlon Gunn in the backfield. Hauser rolling right. Pressure off the backside. It is incomplete. Tipped by Sam Howard. Big on that drive. But it has been a completely different second half as these Pirates have awakened from the first half dead. It is Caden Hauser on his feet. Boy, those Orange Crushers are pouring at Sup Dogs. Their Pirates grab the lead. And what's already been a crazy game here at Yeoman Stadium. The second half followed up with the first half. ECU 13 unanswered points. They were down 12-0 listless in the first half, and now they've got this thing completely turned around. And they've had the lead in a game where I'm telling you, Lugs, for a while it didn't even feel like they had a pulse.
No, they didn't. And I'll tell you where they do have a pulse, and that's in the run game. Converted 4 third downs on that drive, including the touchdown, all on the ground.
Conversely, Tulane 16 first half first downs. They still have 16. They haven't had one in the second half. Kind of a pooch kick to find where no one is. East Carolina recovers. Look at that sideline. Keelan Robinson was there. That was done to perfection.
Matt, look at where the ball bounces. This ball hits the ground and takes a 90-degree angle due left right into the alley of the cover point. Look at that.
It's like he threw it to him. Hey, let me throw this to you with my foot.
Watch this ball take a hard left.
My goodness.
Wow.
Did someone from ECU go to Bourbon Street to one of those voodoo places?
How about Blake Harrell? Let's go.
This is.
I mean, hey, listen, you hit the nail on the head when we went going into the locker room. Let's just get in there, press the reset button.
Go to a voodoo shop at halftime.
Yep.
And just make things happen. I mean, they're pirates. They do weird things. That's London Montgomery. They're running. They said lean on the run game.
Yep.
You know, statistician of the Stars, Ed Sfida, does Monday Night Football. Buck and Aikman slums it with us on Thursdays. You know what he said at half? He goes, sometimes if you keep a team like this around long enough, they'll come back and get you. And here goes London Montgomery again, and that's going to come back for a hold. Have you ever seen a pooch onside go that way?
No, I've never seen a ball just bounce that direction, particularly from a kick. You might see a little bit of that in the punt game.
Sure.
Holding, number 19, offense, 10-yard penalty, repeat second down.
That's Peyton Mangrum.
They finally got him on that stock block on the perimeter. We were talking about what a good job these receivers for East Carolina have done out on the outside. He's in the slot right in here. And it's difficult. You get out there on the perimeter, you see him grab, and you start grabbing and get your hands on the outside. That's a good call by the officials.
So for now, momentum halted on a drive after Montgomery picked up 7 on first down. Now 2nd and 13. It's going to be Montgomery. Boys, he has some quicks. He made that cut, but Tulane there right away. Chris Rogers after 3 yards, bringing up a 3rd and long. Ball's at the 31.
You've got to be careful here. You've got to understand the situation if you're Caden Hauser. Field goal at the very least.
Motion. Look that way. Thrown back to Spalding. Tries to make a couple of men miss. Not able to get much. Jari Garner after 3. And it's going to bring up 4th and 7. And here comes Massey.
Garner does such a good job there, breaking down in space, getting his weight underneath him and making the open field tackle. Prior to the tackle, the offensive tackle getting out there to block him on the screen.
It's a 46-yard attempt for Massey. Has not attempted one from that distance this year. To extend the lead. Kick on the way. And it's good. How about Nick Massey? So a season long for him, 16 unanswered points, now 16-12.
What an incredible turn of events.
Not only a season long, but a career long for Massey.
On the road, when you need it most. I just love the aggressiveness of East Carolina. It was like they went into the locker and said, guys, we're playing the tent pole of the American Conference. We're on the road. We're in their backyard. We're in this thing, and we're going to go out and we're going to lay it all on the field.
You know, when we had ECU a couple of weeks ago against Army, we were talking to Blake Harrell about the BYU game and the NC State game, and he said, sometimes I think our guys make the big games too big.
Yeah, bigger than they need to be. Yep.
And maybe that's what happened here in the first half. They knew that if they come out here and compete with, as you said, the tent pole, and those like they just let go, cleared the mechanism and play football.
Well, there's a lot of football in this conference, good football that's going to be played, you know, with North Texas and South Florida.
That's tomorrow night.
Yes, and then Navy and Memphis and
ESPN
Tulane.
2.
Yep,
sets
Carolina.
up a great weekend of college football on the ESPN networks, ABC. But we were talking to Pernetti before the game, conference commission.
Yeah.
Like, dude, what a season.
Sure.
That's going to be ABS at the 5. 15, 20, 25, 30. Tripped up. That crease opened. And Anthony Brown got 33 out of it. Aiden Duncanson brings him down. I mentioned the American Conference game. No one's talking about Navy now.
Nope.
No one's talking about Temple and what they've been able to do this season.
How about North Texas?
That's going to be a fun one. It'll be a fun one to watch.
Ooh, that quarterback at Navy is a handful.
Horvath. I think Blake Horvath got the coveted college football final helmet sticker.
Absolutely.
The greatest individual award in all of sport. Retzloff. Oh, what a toss. That was to Bohannon. He floated that one for 31, and there's some life for the Green Wave.
It's the third time he's made that exact same throw, and he just very subtly drifts off to his left, just enough. Buy yourself a little time, keep your eyes downfield, and drops it in the bucket.
First down of the second half. Now here comes their tempo. Breaks the tackle. Anthony Brown-Stevens just had the big kick return. Breaks out of the Teagan Wilk tackle. And just like that, gain of 24. Here come the Green Wave. We're going to go to the fourth quarter.
That's the end of the third quarter.
What if I told you the first 3 quarters of this game have been Bourbon Street drunk? Well, guess what? We got a whole quarter to play.
Welcome back to New Orleans. Coach, you got some momentum here going on this drive. What do you got to do to close out not just this drive, but this game? What are the keys?
We got to play with detail and urgency. We got a little lethargic in the third quarter. Didn't do simple things well. Stay on top of coverage, holding call and a conversion of first down. Just a couple things we got to clean up.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, bud.
You know, it's interesting, Harry. Great stuff. Thank you. That he mentions the team being lethargic. Same thing Blake Harrell said. So you wonder if each of these teams have gotten that out of their system. We'll see the best version of both here to start the fourth quarter.
Well, you lose focus, you start to relax, and the next thing you know, you start to have some negative plays.
Two of the biggest gains of the night for Tulane there, 32 yards, 24 yards. Can they finally punch it in the red zone? Retzloff, he's done this 7 times this year. Didn't do it in the first, and it looked as if Josiah Robinson was there after a gain of 5. Puzzling when you think of how much success he's had on the ground near the red zone. They haven't even attempted it.
Right, and then they've brought in Brendan Sullivan, the backup quarterback, a few times to attempt to run the football.
So now 2nd and goal.
3 tight ends in the ball game now.
4 times down in the red area, no touchdowns to speak of. It's Barnes and Gordon. It's Barnes up the middle. The ball's loose. Pirates recover. I cannot believe what we just saw. The bane of Tulane's existence has been the red zone, and ECU comes up with it again.
And Raheem Craig, 5, causes it. We've mentioned his name a ton tonight. He splits the gap, lies on top of the back, gets the ball out.
And how about Tegan Wilk? 2 dropped interceptions in that same area of the field. Finally gets his turnover, recovers the fumble.
That's exactly what Tulane coach John Summerall was talking about. A lack of execution, a lack of attention to detail on the small things, protecting the football, penalties.
Marlon Gunn Jr. in the backfield. I'd imagine you see a steady diet of him, this back pinned up. Sam Howard brings him down. It is worth pointing out, we've talked about there's a stat with John Summerall. He is 29-0 when he's winning the rushing yardage battle. Right now, that battle is going to ECU.
It sure is. And on top of it, ECU, if you've noticed, Matt, is actually slowing things down. Right? They're not just getting to the line. They're kind of settling in there. They're looking to the line of scrimmage. They're looking over to the sideline to get the call. But this hasn't been the rapid pace we've become accustomed to seeing.
Third and 4. Gun the back. Gun up the middle. And Jack Chenshu brings him down, but that's going to be a first down out of the back of their own end zone.
Well, they run the split zone, and Javante Connor, the tight end, he comes across the formation and blocks the defensive end as the back slips right underneath him. Well executed at the point of attack.
Yet another 3rd down conversion on the ground, and they're just going to keep running it up the middle. Again, we talked about their different styles of backs. You got London Montgomery, more of a slasher. Marlon Gunn is just, he's going to go right up you.
Yep. Well, and then when we saw Engelman, he had a little juice and some flash. And
Parker Jenkins gets in there.
But
Gunn again. Despaney brings him down. Bring it up 2. It's going to be 3rd and 3. Would you be stunned if they did anything else? You wonder if Blake Harrell flipped over on that headset and said, run the ball.
be interesting if he says it here, though. That's a long 3.
Gunn is averaging 5.4 a carry. And he's going to be stopped short on that spot. Gerard Henderson. So they got the first down out of the back of their own end zone, and wisely will punt it. So a good job by Tulane. The turnover. ECU went physical on the ground, got a first down, going to be held short, 4th and 1.
They need a really, really good punt here. And I was watching the punter down on the field in pregame warm-up. He was hammering the ball.
Remember, O'Halloran came in after the bad first punt. He gets that one off. And we're downwind. So that ball is about the 37-yard line. Already an entertaining 4th quarter. Pirates retain the lead. All right, we are back. Tulane trying to get things right. Harry, what have you seen down there on the sidelines?
Yeah, Matt, you know, talking to players this week, Bryce Bohannon and Jake Retzloff are definitely the leaders of this team, but it was Shaz Preston that was screaming, bringing the entire offense over. He waited until everybody was over and was urging them not to let this game slip out of their hands.
That's a good way to put it, because they were in control of this game, Luke.
No question. Even with the miscues, the missed opportunities, a lack of production in the red zone, they're in control.
Trying to get something going after some big plays. They had the ball goal to go, and they fumbled it. Retzloff, play fake, taking a shot as his receiver. One-on-one coverage. There he goes. Zycar Lewis Jr. Back and forth we go in the Big Easy. Tulane regains the lead.
Well, East Carolina had their explosive that led to a touchdown. Now Tulane gets theirs.
63 yards to Zycar Lewis Jr. And Retzlaff put it there. Ties the longest Tulane play of the season. Pass play of the season.
You take a look, they're going to motion here, and they're going to cross there. Now look at the outside technique. So they're just going to run a clear post right here, and there's nobody in the middle of the field for Jake Retzlaff to have to worry about with his progression. Look at that separation. He actually could have drug him across the field more, and it probably would have been a walk-in, untouched touchdown. But wow, what an explosive play. Something that's been lacking in the passing game for Tulane all year long. Finally getting it done and finally getting 6 on the board.
We've seen each team go dormant at some point in this game. And I think the reason Tulane was able to punch that in is because it was not in the red zone.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, they got to start running plays.
You keep them outside the 20 and they'll score.
Just play outside the 20. You're going to be just fine.
What a back and forth game we've had here tonight. Tom Luganville, Matt Berry, Harry Lyles. And for East Carolina, again, still 3-point game. Of everything that's happened now, we finally neutralized the flow. And it's going to be about who can make the biggest play defensively.
One possession game, fourth quarter. Who can make the play on defense and which quarterback makes the play that makes the difference?
Let's stick around and find out. Boys, week 7 off to a good start.
Yeah, it is.
London Montgomery lets that go into the end zone for a touchback. Kick off your week 6 NFL Sunday, 10 a.m. Eastern. Countdown crew, ESPN and the all-new ESPN app. They'll have the early breaking stories, injury updates, and previews of each game right after kickoff. And then 2 Monday night football games. What's better than 1? 2. Bills at Falcons, Bears, Commanders, 8 p.m. Eastern on ABC for the nightcap, 7 p.m. Eastern. Bills Falcons on ESPN.
Well, there's our guy, Matt.
He was out of Sports Center.
He
today.
was.
My guy's committed. TJ Engelman, the back on this drive. Engelman's got that burst. You see it there on first down and a gain of 8. Chenchu brings him down. Hauser across the middle. Anthony Smith can't catch it. That's Isaiah Shine on the coverage.
Well, they're letting them play. A little contact there, maybe slightly before the ball arrived. They're going to let them muscle it out.
8 of 16 on third down for ECU. 7 of them have come via the ground here on 3rd and 2. Cannot afford a 3 and out. Quick shot, caught, Spalding. Boy, he threw that into the wash, and it was a gain of 7, but Spalding brings it down.
Well, number 15, Sam Howard, the linebacker, was so up near the line of scrimmage in the gap, he didn't get a chance to drop into the way of the slant route.
Here goes Hauser deep. Anthony Smith off his shoulder pads. Shine was there.
Well, Shine once again in phase, stride for stride in the hip pocket of Anthony Smith, and then forces him to the near sideline, and the tomahawk chop to get that ball out at the last second. Well played.
Tell you, this secondary's been good tonight. Even on the completions, they are right there. So now 2nd and 10. Hauser to the sidelines. First time we've seen them be able to get that kind of separation. Yannick Smith, quiet night for him, but he picks up 15 there. Joker Johnson on the tackle.
That was a really, really well-thrown football.
I'm glad we're now seeing good on good from both of these teams. Because, again, we've seen each of them go dormant, and now you're seeing what ECU is. We saw what Tulane is. The defense is playing well. And another first down run of success for Engelman. That is a gain of 5. Free play for Hauser. Incomplete.
Offside, number 15, defense. 5-yard penalty, repeat second down.
I would have loved to have seen him to take a shot there to Yannick Smith. Yannick was at the top of the screen, running a streak route down the sideline. He's 6'3". He's lined up on the perimeter against Jaheim Johnson. He's got a 3-inch advantage on him.
Sam Howard, one of the more aggressive players on the defense. He's the one that got caught for offsides. Both he and Santana Hopper. Yeah, at that point, you got nothing to lose, right? He might even be able to get a PI out of it. Engelman. You had talked about the offensive line second half starting to win their one-on-one battles in the run game, and you're seeing it 4 or 5 yards a pop. Every single time they line up to throw the football. I'd like to see him continue to run it on second down, and especially in this area of the field, because you're in 4-down territory. And John David Baker, the offensive coordinator at ECU, now that's what he wants. There's your second down run, and there's some minimal yardage out of Engelman, but then to your point, it brings up a very 3rd and short. Now you got 2 downs to get it. You're in perfect situation now. You love your playbook. Advantageous line to gain. Yeah, whole thing's there. Yep. Engelman's there, Gunn's there, quarterback's there. I mean, how you want your 2 yards with two downs to get it. Yep. Bobbled the snap, recovered. Engelman's got space. The redshirt freshman out of Atlanta, Georgia, he has been the story in this second half in ECU's comeback in a gain of 21. And they have the big fella there, too. Trinavsky, the offensive tackle, 77, leading the way. That's going to be a flag on the Pirates. Yep. False start.
False start. Number 75, offense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
The difference tonight in the red zone, 2 possessions for ECU, 2 touchdowns. Tulane 5, 0 touchdowns. 0. Yet they have the lead midway through the 4th quarter. It remains Engelman. He comes out of the backfield, has space again. You talk about a revelation for a team. His name hasn't even come up. Nope. Not in our discussions with them. The talk has all been Parker Jenkins, London Montgomery, Marlon Gunn, as we've referenced multiple times. But what I love is not only is there not a drop-off when they substitute running backs at East Carolina, in some situations it's an improvement. Yeah, pick your back. Yep. Blitz coming. Hauser. Threw a shot down to Anthony Smith. He caught it. He threw that so hard you could hear it up here in the booth. Yeah. So they're going quick. They're going quick. This has been a long drive, too. There was over 11 minutes to go in this quarter when they started this drive. So here comes a substitution. That plays. So they're going to give Tulane a delay a game. Likely disconcerting signals if that's what they're going to go with here. Calling on the offense. Hauser was so sure that he got the disconcerting signals. That whole thing was. God, for as quick as they were on the football, to have a delay a game there just can't happen. So instead of 3rd and 1, 3rd and 7. Engel stopped. Engelman Jr. hit hard by Shine, and now it's a no-brainer. Got to kick the field goal to tie the ball game.
Isaiah Shine had himself one heck of a series there on defense for Tulane. Not just in coverage, but right here as a tackler. I mean, that is a fantastic open field tackle to force the field goal attempt here for East Carolina. And again, a lot of time, Matt, went off the clock on that drive for the Pirates.
So a costly delay a game. Moved them back. Here's Mazzy to tie it. Right down the middle. It's going to come down to who can make the last big play. We are under 6 minutes. We got a good one at Yeoman.
ESPN Thursday Night College Football is presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Only pay for what you need.
Oh, I love the food here in New Orleans. Some pork chop. What a game. Tie ball game here. 5:48 left in the fourth quarter. Big game in the American. Matt Berry, Tom Lugube, Harry Lyles, Jerry McGinn hanging out with us. We spoke to Jerry during the commercial break. We'll clear up the delay game penalty there in the moment after the kick. But this has been a game of runs and an entertaining second half. As Anthony Brown-Stevens almost popped one earlier. He won't get an opportunity for that, so it's going to go to a touchback. All right, Lugs, let's walk the people through what happened on that delay game with ECU when it was goal to go.
So they get down to the 1 yard line and immediately get on the ball. You see there's 26 seconds, 25 seconds on the play clock there. Watch the center snap the ball right there while substitution is still in play. So that leads to what it should have been as a false start. They called delay a game. Nevertheless, it's the same 5-yard penalty.
And you saw Caden Hauser go in there, and he was saying delay a game because they were claiming that there were disconcerting signals coming from the defense that made the snap happen.
Yep.
We didn't see any from the linebackers. I don't know what was going on the line.
That could have been barking and yelling and yapping.
So nonetheless, field goal out of it, tied at 19. Retzlaff hit a big one last possession. Forced off his spot. Throws it right in coverage. Throws it back to Bohannon. It falls incomplete, covered by Reason.
Bohannon actually did a nice job of going back to this football and at least avoiding a potential turnover as Retzlaff tried to throw that ball across his body.
Those are usually ill-advised 7 days a week, but he got away with it. So 2nd and 10. Javen Gordon the back. And there's Gordon with a pop. Reason brings him down after 5, bringing up a 3rd down.
Boy, very fortunate that he did, because if he doesn't make that tackle, he's off to the races.
Yeah, he's quick.
Yes, he is.
It's a freshman running back that they really, really like.
I mean, that's the difference between a huge gain and them now having a chance to stop these guys if you're ECU on defense on 3rd down.
From Toccoa, Georgia. 0 for 7 on 3rd down tonight is Tulane. Can they finally convert? The answer is yes. The first 3rd down conversion of the night. That thrown into traffic to Bohannon, and Jamarlee Riddle brings him down.
Well, I thought DJ Johnson, the linebacker, was going to step right in front of this and just not quite there. Threaded the needle right there for a fresh set of downs.
Tulane is just being methodical about this drive. The clock continues to tick.
3 timeouts for both teams.
What are we in store for here in the final 4.5 minutes? Retzlaff quickly out. Gordon again. Craig and Reason after 8. We keep talking about someone from one of these teams is going to make the game-changing play to potentially lead their team to a victory. Zuberi Mobley now in. 2 backs with Gordon. 2nd and short. That was a movement.
Ball start. Number 73, offense, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Again, a costly penalty. You go from 2nd and short now to 2nd and 7.
You've got to be able to hold your water there.
Snap.
Trying to get into the perfect play, decide to check, walk up, make sure you're all set in the offensive line, and you get a jump. Same thing here.
This crowd does it great. I mean, they get quiet when Tulane's on offense pre-snap. Bohannon out of the backfield. That's going to bring up 3rd down after a gain of 4. Danka tackles him. Big moment now in this game. Either the drive continues or ECU gets the ball back as the clock continues to tick. Zycarl Lewis just caught the touchdown motion out of the backfield. Wheel route to Zycarl, and it's caught for a 1st down. That's Danka that brings him down, and that's a gain of 12.
This is tremendous recognition by Jake Retzlaff for how this ball needs to be thrown. They wanted to take this up the sideline on a vertical go route against Danka, but they couldn't do it, so they kind of just synced up right there. You got a mismatch on the perimeter, skill guy versus linebacker. What a terrific throw by Retzlaff.
The quarterback calm with 2 backs, Mobley and Gordon. Gain of 3. So Tulane, it's almost as if they said, guys, we are not giving the ball back, because this takes us to the 2-minute timeout. Ball game tied. Tulane and ECU territory.
Just don't get too close to the red zone.
If you stay beyond the 20, you like your chances.
You do.
We're going to finish up what's been a wild kickoff to Week 7 here in Yulman when we return, tied at 19. Oh for 7 on the night on third down conversions. Tulane's now had 2 big ones on this drive to keep the drive and momentum alive. You're looking at Patrick Durkin, who's yet to miss a field goal this year. What a game we've had in the American tonight. These 2 talented teams, perfect in conference. And a competitive American. 2nd and 7. Quick shot, Bohannon. And so that's going to be a timeout called. ECU.
Timeout, East Carolina, the first of the half.
So while they think it over,
Timeout on the field.
you're watching ESPN College Football in prime time, presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance. We got to finish. Don't go anywhere. Here we go back at Yeoman Stadium, tied at 19 apiece. Tom Luganbill, Matt Berry, Harry Lyles down on the sidelines. You see the green line there, 37-yarder. From here, it would be a 55-yard field goal for Patrick Durkin, who's yet to miss this season. Summerall talked about 55 yards being something he's comfortable with. Worth noting, they are going into the wind. First things first, 3rd and 4. Retzloff looks right, has time, and a receiver, and he has enough for the first down. Anthony Brown-Stevens gets the first down. Retzloff has completed a pass to 12 different receivers tonight.
This is a well-rounded group. Maybe not a group that has that one feature go-to guy, but they've all made plays tonight, and Jake Retzloff's had his best performance of the season.
Clock continues to run.
Don't take a sack here. No negative plays.
Run up the middle. Javen Gordon gets 2. And ECU's going to use their second timeout.
East Carolina, their second of the half. 30 seconds.
So our Lexus player spotlight tonight, Jake Retzloff, 332 yards and a touchdown. The guy that's known for running a 300-yard passing game.
Yeah, it's not as if he's not skilled in the passing game. He is, but that's not what this offense is required of him. You take a look at the deep post route here again. The safety goes and follows the deep over route, and then look at the separation right there. So you get the big explosive play through there. He's done this while he was at BYU. This is just the first time that this offense has really opened things up, and he's taken it and run with it. Look at the completion percentage, too. Coming into the game, 54%, not good enough.
Coming out of the bye week, looks like they worked on some things that's come to fruition tonight as they're about to enter the 11th play of this drive that started with 5:48 left in the fourth quarter. ECU down to their final timeout. Retzloff tries to bounce outside, and there's a face mask. And that's going to put them in perfect field goal position. It looks like Raheem Craig is the guilty party.
Personal foul, face mask number 5, defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
And instead of a 5-yard loss to make it 3rd and 13.
And listen, Raheem Craig played that so well, setting the edge, disengaging from the block, leveraging the ball to the outside, and he just got his hands high on the grab.
Timeout, East Carolina, their 3rd and final of the half, 30 seconds.
It had been a 5-yard loss and ended up being a 15-yard personal foul face mask.
Well, and now you can essentially take a couple of knees if you want to.
Right.
Drain the clock, call timeout, kick this thing, walk in the locker room.
Coming up moments after us, East Carolina, Tulane, Shea Cornett, Trevor Scales at SportsCenter. Jackson Dart, the Giants, by the way, they're beating the Eagles and beating them pretty good. They'll have highlights of that, plus the Phillies, the other Philadelphia team, trying to avoid elimination in a second straight night against the Dodgers. And LeBron James' 23rd season may start a little later than expected. That's next on SportsCenter with Shea and Trevor. Baseball playoffs have been great. That game between the Dodgers and Phillies went to extra innings. What a choice Philadelphia fans had to make tonight. Do I do my Phillies? Do I do my Eagles? They go football.
See if Tulane tries to get this moved back over into the middle of the field just a little bit.
Yeah, because you're right. Time-wise, no timeouts for ECU.
Really don't have to run a play.
Set up Durkin.
Yeah.
Little pirouette from Retzloff. How about that?
We're going to leave no doubt.
That was Javen Gordon out of the backfield.
How about that? Running the risk, put the ball in
And
the
I'm
air.
not kidding. With the issues you've had down here, what do you do if you're Tulane?
If you're Tulane?
You haven't done anything down here. You fumbled the ball last time you were down here.
Correct, but think about it from ECU's perspective. They could let them score here. So
if Tulane runs a play.
If Tulane runs a play, and they chose to run a play, not only run a play, but put the ball in the air.
I don't think they're going to run one here.
Yeah, wouldn't back it up. Get to the middle of the field.
Yep.
Get on the ground.
There it is. Nope. He's going to do it the same exact play, and they're finally going to score. They let him score to get the ball back. I'm surprised Tulane did that.
I am too. I'm really surprised because I know you got the touchdown, but you also gave ECU what they wanted.
The game's essentially over with a kicker that hasn't missed if you just put the ball in the middle of the field and wind the clock down to 4.
Right.
And the game's over.
You gave ECU what they wanted. Now, you have no timeouts if you're the Pirates.
35 seconds left.
Yep.
I mean, but this game has been weird since kick.
It has.
That's probably not the time to do the light show. Hey, big extra point. Let us make it into a club.
There we go.
12 plays, 75 yards, 5 minutes and 13 seconds off the clock. However, they chose not to end the game, and ECU is going to have a shot.
Curious to see what type of kickoff they can get this thing out of the back of the end zone. You do not want to allow a return here.
And you're talking about a Tulane offense. They struggled in the red zone. They struggled on third down. Their only third down conversions all game came on that drive.
And by the way, the red zone touchdown, ECU let them have.
What a night.
Great night of football. Great night to kick off the weekend.
So this high potent offense from ECU, they will have another chance. No timeouts. You can probably afford one play over the middle, get up, clock it, and get within Hail Mary range with receivers that are tall against defensive backs that you've got a height advantage on.
Well, and this is also where the radio and the helmet between coach and quarterback communication can really help you, get you prepped on the next play, get you going, minimize any wasted time.
But you are right. It starts with the kickoff. As London Montgomery back deep to receive. So they kick it deep. He's going to take it out. So that takes clock off. That takes time off the clock. And you cost yourself 5 yards and about 8 seconds. I don't know if he's just trying to spring the big play.
I believe so.
But it was 35 seconds on the clock. Now there's 30. And again, you cheated. You basically lost 5 yards in 5 seconds.
Yep. And again, you're trying to do too much. No timeouts.
You see the coverage already for Tulane. Here we go. Hauser on first, takes what he can get. That's Parker Jenkins. Parker Jenkins has space, and that's all you needed to do right there on first down. You get out of bounds and a gain of 23. Now 22 seconds left.
Clock stops. Got time to get set.
Incomplete. Flag down. Now it's getting interesting.
Pass interference, number 3, defense. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Been letting them play all night too, Matt.
That was can't let that one play.
Yeah.
So here we go, Lugs. They're at the 45-yard line. You cannot take a sack.
No.
But you've got time and yardage to play with here. Hauser rolls out. Incomplete. So you're down to 11 seconds. You can do one more 7 to 10 yard play and that's it.
Yep.
And then it's Hail Mary time. And 2nd and 10.
Preferably to the outside.
They're gonna flag. They're not gonna flag. There it is.
Yeah, I was gonna say
they're gonna flag that one immediately.
If you're gonna flag the other one, you gotta flag that one.
So how many plays do they have left now with 7 seconds?
Well,
Pass interference, number 7, defense. The ball was placed at the spot of foul. First down.
And by the way, Yannick Smith 6'3", Anthony Smith 6'3".
So it depends on how. Do you want to take both shots to the end zone or get close and then a shot to the end zone?
About to find out. They're going to do it now. To the end zone. Receivers are down there. Incomplete. And that'll do it. The final play of the game falls short. And Tulane comes away with the win. A back and forth battle. Now they're blowing whistles.
The ruling on the field, the clock expired. Previous play is under further review.
So they're going to see if there's 1 second left on the clock. I mean, would that be the something of all something?
Would it surprise you with this one tonight?
It would not.
No.
It was interesting because the teams weren't really committing to run on the field.
Mm-hmm.
They were kind of holding off. Yeah, I think that's easy.
Good call.
Yeah, that's easy.
0.
Zeros.
The ball just hung in the air too long.
After further review, the ruling on the field is upheld. The clock went to 0. The game is over.
Now it's official. What a ball game tonight.
Great football game, great finish. Second half delivered on industry night to kick off the weekend.
So Tulane remains unbeaten in the American on the season as we toss down to Harry.
Coach, bit of a weird game there, weird finish here, but you got the job done. What does this win say about your football team?
We're a really sloppy football team that finds ways to win games. And I'm going to lose my mind because we're so immature. We've got to grow up fast. I'm glad we won. I'm not happy with how we played.
Thank you, Coach.
Yeah, roll wave.
Sums it all up right there.
What a great answer. Could not have been a better answer to that question from Harry.
Sums it up. What a game we had tonight. We'll be at East Carolina next week as they get set to host Tulsa. For Tom Luganville, Harry Lyles down to the field. I'm Matt Berry. Tulane gets the win, 26-19, as we kick off Week 7 of the college football season. Time for SportsCenter now with Shay and Trevor.